Hi, I'm Nakia Rutledge with ATW Health Solutions. Today I will discuss work funded by the Department of Health and Human Services Office of Minority Health to eliminate disparities in Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander communities. On January 26, 2021, a presidential memorandum on condemning and combating racism, xenophobia, and intolerance against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders in the United States was issued to address the inflammatory rhetoric that heightened during the COVID-19 pandemic. OMH was designated as the lead for HHS to respond to memorandum directives to issue guidance describing the best practices for advancing cultural competency, language access, and sensitivity towards Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders in the COVID-19 response, and ensure that official actions, documents, and statements, including those that pertain to the COVID-19 pandemic, do not exhibit or contribute to racism, xenophobia, and intolerance against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. OMH's innovation was fueled by two activities in response to the presidential memorandum. In May of 2021, OMH conducted a listening session with 16 community organizations to gather recommendations for implementation. In July, OMH issued a request for information, and over 60 community organizations and individuals responded, sharing resources, lived experiences, and insights on how a culturally and linguistically appropriate COVID-19 response should take place to reach the diverse AA and NHPI communities. Soon after, an OMH-funded project started in September, bringing ATW on board for an analysis of the listening session and RFI responses, as well as a scoping review of literature and community resources to identify best practices and strategies and actions to implement the memorandum. Ultimately, in a collaborative effort, OMH produced guidance resources describing the best practices, AA and NHPI specific communication guidance, and national class standards training. Work on the project would not have been possible without the 10 AA and NHPI community subject matter experts and federal partners in the interagency HHS AAPI Memorandum Work Group, who identified additional resources and shared their input to prioritize the focus areas and content of OMH's Resource Guide series. The series includes an introductory document, which tells the development story, and 3 resource guides focused on community engagement to support a federal COVID-19 response that uplifts community voices and trusted resources, data disaggregation, emphasizing the diversity and unique experiences of AA and NHPI communities, and language access for effective communication with the impacted communities in COVID-19 response efforts. In addition to the Resource Guide series, OMH worked closely with the Interagency Work Group to develop communication guidance as a supplement to the CDC's Health Equity Guiding Principles for Inclusive Communication. The work group made valuable additions that outline AA and NHPI specific considerations. The content touches on preferred terms, images used, responsiveness, and the appropriateness of and ability to follow guidelines. This guidance is designed for HHS offices and agencies to use in their communications with or pertaining to AA and NHPI populations. Another key resource developed during the project is a training module as an introduction to the HHS OMH framework for operationalizing CLASS, the National Standards for Culturally and Linguistically Appropriate Services in Health and Healthcare, also known as the National Class Standards. The National Class Standards offer 15 action steps for advancing health equity, improving quality, and eliminating health disparities. The course provides HHS staff and leadership with implementation strategies to adapt and apply class standards to agency policies and processes, initiatives, and activities to ensure that services and practices are respectful of and responsive to cultural beliefs and practices, preferred languages, and health literacy levels. We are excited for the Office of Minority Health's future release of the resources discussed today. For more information, please refer to OMH's Resource Center webpage and subscribe to info@minorityhealth.hhs.gov for email updates. Thank you.